Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anil, and in this Vue.js 3 video tutorial we will learn that how we can get value from checkbox and radio button. In last video we learned that how we can get value from input box. So this is also a slightly similar video, but the difference is in this video we will learn that how we can apply two-way binding with array. When we have multiple options for checkboxes, that how two-way binding will work, and how we can get all these values in a single property and all, right? So let's start. This is our output screen. Here we will check our output, and in home.view component we will write our code. So let's start. First of all, I am just making a checkbox, so put here input type is, let's say, checkbox, and we can put a value, like value can be like PHP or Java or whatever you want. And we can also put here ID, let's say ID is again Java, right? So I am putting a headline here, like h3 tag, so that we can identify what are these checkboxes are actually showing. So I'm putting here technology, right? So here you can see that now we have a technology heading with a checkbox, but there is a no checkbox name like Java and all. So what I'm just going to do, I am putting here a label like this, and let me put here Java, right? Like this. Now this is a little bit good, but when we will clicking on Java, the checkbox should also select and unselect. So what we can do it for, so we can add here a for property, and in this for property we can just address the ID. So let's say Java, and now you will find that whenever we will clicking on this checkbox or the Java label, the checkbox is actually checking and unchecking. That's great. And we can make some more checkboxes like similar. Let's say I'm putting here for PHP and Node. So let me put here Node. Node, and we can put here value also, like Node. ID we can just mention in a smaller case, and let's address this label to this ID. Great. And at the last we can define here PHP ID and value, and inside for attribute, and let's define the text also as a PHP. So now you can find that everything is working fine, right? So now how we can get these values on you can say that in some h1 tag or some other ways, like in a property, right? So for that, first of all we need to define here property like data. This is basically function to define our property. We can return here some values, putting here, I am putting here technology, right? And by default it should be blank array, right? If you don't take array, then it will just take a one value, also only one value. But if you just define it like array, then it can grab multiple values, right? And at the last, what I'm just going to put, let me check here, h4 tag, let me close it, h4 tag, and let me put here technology like this, and here I am put here in a double curly braces technology, right? And by default you will find that there is a no technology, and whenever we are selecting on it, they are still not working because we did not define yet binding with this property with these values, right? So let me add here v model, and here we can add here technology property, and let's do the same thing with the other checkboxes also. And now let's see, whenever I will just clicking on some any technology, they are just actually showing in our heading tag, right? That's great. Even we can just check, uncheck, whatever we want, right? So that's great. Now we learned that how we can get these values from uh, radio button also, right? So now let me just grab this label and input box again, and I am putting here some br tag here so that we can maintain some space. Even we should use here css, but we are not actually learning here style, we are focusing on logical part. That's why I am just using br tag to save our time. So now let me put here radio button. For that we have a value. I'm just removing this uh, two-way binding for a moment. Let me put here id like student. So I am putting a heading also again. So let me add here a heading like profession, right? And value can be also student, and it should be bind with the student id. So in a for, let's put here a student, and text again student. So now what we are getting here, student like this, right? And this is checking with the, okay, let me refresh it. Now it should not be checked with that, right? Because last time we just put here a v model. So let's copy it again and make one more label, and here I can put here developer in a value, and id should be same, and here we can again put here developer as text, right? So great. But now you can see that you can select both things, but how you can be a student and developer for a moment? You cannot be a student, or you can only be a student or developer. So we can put here the same name to the both text box, like name, and here let's put here profession, and let me add with the same name here also. Now you will find that you can check only one checkbox, here or here. Excellent. So let me add one more property here, like profession, and by default it can be a null, and let me add here a v model, right? So, and again we can print it also. So let me put here profession, or we can simply put here I am a student or I am a developer, right? So let me check technologies, like I know Node and Java, and I can put here I am a student or a developer, which is not actually showing me. Just give me a moment where I just made some mistake or something. I think there is nothing wrong actually, we just need to refresh it, and now it should work fine. And here you can see that I am a student or I am a developer or I know these technologies. So if you still have any kind of confusion, you can ask me in the comment box. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and like this video. Bye bye, take care, God bless you.